According to a recent Bank of America report, about half of Gen Z men and women ages 18 to 28 are spending $0 a month on dating. Now let's stop there. That's insane when you think about it. At a time when dating apps dominate culture, with billions of swipes happening daily, a huge portion of your generation is just checking out. That's not random, that's a signal. And in this video, I'm going to show you why people are burning out on apps, what the hidden positives of this shift are, the negatives we need to be honest about, and most importantly, how you can actually use this moment to your advantage. Let's be real, swiping feels like work now. At first, apps made dating feel like a game. You swipe, you match, you chat, and maybe you meet. But over time, it's like eating candy every day. At some point, it's not sweet anymore. You're bombarded with profile after profile. You're writing the same opener to 10 different people, maybe getting one reply back, and even then it's just, hey, or what's up? That endless cycle wears on you. It's not that you're lazy, it's that the process itself is designed to keep you on the app, not to help you connect. This is why people describe dating apps as exhausting instead of exciting. You're giving out energy and the return just doesn't match. Here's a psychology trap no one warns you about. Too many options actually make us miserable. Think about Netflix. You open it, scroll for 20 minutes, and end up watching nothing. Dating apps create the same effect. When you see endless profiles, you don't feel lucky, you feel paralyzed. And even if you match with someone, part of your brain wonders, but what if the next swipe is even better? That's not romance, that's shopping. And real attraction doesn't thrive in shopping mode. This is why even after a good date, some people still feel restless. They're not bonding with the person in front of them because they're haunted by the illusion of infinite options. Here's the darker side. Multiple studies show a strong link between heavy app use and anxiety, depression, and low self-esteem. Why? Because every rejection, every seen but not replied, feels like a mini gut punch. You start questioning, am I not attractive enough? Am I boring? And if you're not careful, you let strangers you've never met define your self-worth. Worse, the highlight reel culture of dating profiles amplifies comparison. You're stacking your real life against someone else's filtered version of themselves. That's not fair to you, but it's what the apps condition you to do. Even if you're getting matches, even if you're going on dates, you can start to feel numb. Why? Because when connections feel disposable, just another swipe, another chat, you stop investing, you stop feeling. The app has trained your brain to chase novelty instead of depth. That's why people describe dating as performative now. It's not two humans getting to know each other. It's two profiles playing roles, and the spark gets lost. And we have to talk about this. The dating apps also attract manipulative personalities. A recent study found narcissistic and even psychopathic traits are more common among frequent app users. That explains why ghosting, breadcrumbing, and emotional games feel so common. For some people, these apps are not about love. They're about control, attention, or ego. And if you're a genuinely good-hearted guy, running into that can feel like a punch in the chest. You're giving real effort and she's just swiping for validation. Now, let's flip the coin. Because here's the part most people miss. Burnout doesn't mean you failed. It actually means you're waking up. When you feel drained, that's your body and mind saying, this isn't working anymore. Walking away from the apps isn't giving up, it's stepping back into reality. You stop performing for strangers and you start showing up as yourself again. And let me tell you, authenticity is magnetic. A man grounded in who he is, without filters, without chasing, is rare today. Believe it or not, old school setups are making a comeback. People are turning back to friends introducing them, matchmaking services, even curated events designed for intentional dating. Why? Because everyone's tired of surface level. They want someone who comes pre-vetted, someone who actually shows up in person. If you've been burned out by swiping, this is your chance to stand out in those spaces. Some people actually discover something surprising. Taking breaks from apps boosts their confidence. Think about it. If your self-esteem has been tied to the number of matches or replies, stepping away lets you rebuild your confidence in real-life settings. You start noticing how women respond to your presence at the gym, at a cafe, at an event, without an algorithm deciding for you. That shift alone can make you feel more powerful and attractive than 1,000 swipes ever could. Here's another upside. When you're not glued to apps, you have time to actually work on yourself. Dating coaches, therapists, even psychologists say the same thing. The best dating strategy is self-investment. Build your fitness, improve your social skills, dive into hobbies. All of this makes you more interesting, more grounded, and more authentic. And ironically, when you're living a rich life offline, the right women naturally find their way into your orbit. And don't underestimate this. Pulling back from constant screen time gives you peace of mind. Less dopamine spikes, less comparing, less emotional roller coaster. You start sleeping better, focusing deeper, and showing up more alive. That's attractive energy, and it makes every interaction more meaningful. Alright, so if dating apps are burning you out, then what's the alternative? Here's the practical roadmap. I'm not saying delete everything, but if you keep them, use them with boundaries. 20-30 minutes max. No endless swiping at 1 a.m. Treat apps as a tool, not your only shot at love. Start making micro connections in your daily life. Smile at someone in line. Strike up a short chat with the barista. Say hey at the gym. These little reps rebuild your social muscle, and those organic sparks are what apps can never replicate. Go to events where people want to connect. Networking nights, cooking classes, book clubs, even matchmaking socials. These aren't about hookups, they're about meeting people who actually want depth. And guess what? The competition is way lower there than in a sea of 1,000 swipes. Build yourself, hit the gym, upgrade your style, develop your passions. Because here's the truth. The best way to stop feeling like one of many options is to become the option no one wants to lose. After every dating interaction, ask yourself, do I feel energized or drained? If the answer is drained, pull back. If it's energized, lean in. Learning to track your emotional battery will save you from cycles of burnout. This whole conversation isn't just about dating apps, it's about control. Apps commodify connection. They reduce human intimacy to a marketplace. And men especially end up chasing in a system that's stacked against them. But when you step back, you reclaim control. You're no longer just another profile hoping to stand out. You become a man women notice because you're different. You're not lost in the algorithm. That shift changes the entire dynamic. You go from chasing to choosing, from overlooked to undeniable. So let me leave you with this. If dating apps have left you exhausted, you're not broken. You're waking up. Let this be your reset. Stop pouring yourself into endless swipes. Go live. Go build. Go connect face to face. Because at the end of the day, love was never meant to be scrolled. It was meant to be lived.